Hey, we're back, remember? For the wrestling show. Sent me a fucking flyer for the wrestling show. Alright, guys, we're back here with the Rob Black. Oh, Jesus. Put my earphones on. We're back here. And without further ado, are you ready for a doo-doo? I want to bring in my co-host. She's sexy. She's lovely. And her name is Kathleen Summers. There she is, Kathleen Summers.
Hello.
How are you, Kathleen Summers?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Looking good. Except for the little pooch of fat that I got. That bothers the fuck out of me. But other than that, I'm alright.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I think I did have a good weekend. It probably could have been better if somebody gave me like $1 million cash in a briefcase. I think it would have been awesome. But it didn't happen, so I think the weekend was as best as it would be. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did.
Why was your weekend good?
Because I did some fun stuff.
What did you do? That's so fun.
I went shopping.
Oh, you went shopping.
I ate sushi.
You ate sushi.
I had a glass of wine.
Oh, you had a glass of wine.
Yes, I watched football.
Watched football.
Won money.
Won money.
And saw an amazing movie called Gone Girl.
Oh! You saw the movie that everybody's talking about.
You know, and it's funny too because I remember when people started talking about it, and there was no like full trailer. Do you remember that? Do you remember how there was like never really full trailer? It was Ben Affleck and Gone Girl, and you're kind of like, what? What is this? And everyone's like, why do they just keep showing his face with a missing sign, and then it just says Gone Girl, and that was it. That's all you ever saw. So no one really gave it, and then, this was probably 5 months ago when they really first started talking about it.
Yep.
And then probably within the last 2 weeks, everybody's talking about it. This movie is going to be the most epic movie ever. I'm like, I'm so confused. Is this the movie where they just show Ben's face and it's just like, hello, my wife's missing, Gone Girl. And then you like learn that it's a book, and you're like, oh, of course it would be a book. So that would make sense of why the trailer was like this small, like this short, because
most
people read the book, so they already knew, and they're like, oh my god, there's a movie.
Like Twilight, shit like that.
Yeah, so we saw it.
Because apparently the book was like a bestseller.
Yeah.
So like Twilight and those other the game with your girl that
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So people knew the book. Millions of people read the book. Millions of people were like, oh my god, I can't wait till the book comes out in a movie. It's coming out in a movie. Did you know it's coming out in a movie? It's going to be out in a movie. We're the ones that were out of the loop as far as it being a book and being the hottest thing at the time. So the movie officially came out.
October 3rd, which was Friday. It was the number one debut. It came in. I'm gonna give like the whole rundown. Don't worry.
Go give it to me.
The debut of his $38 million, which is huge. Movie's amazing. Directed by David Fincher,
who's phenomenal.
And Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike star in it. Rosamund Pike plays the wife, and it's like I'm writing a review about it. It's the most intense movie, and I don't know. I can explain it, but the way I explain things, it would be the biggest spoiler. But it's just, you don't know what Gone Girl is actually about and you haven't seen it or you haven't read the book, it's about a wife who goes missing and a husband who is trying to find his wife, and then a bunch of incidences in between happen on the search, and you're just left like, what the hell is going to happen? That's what I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to read the review.
You can't, and I think that's why they could never show a real good trailer, because
The way everything is.
if you showed more of the trailer, it gives away the movie. Like, the movie is broken down basically, I would say, into three chapters.
Yeah.
You have a first chapter of the wife missing, second chapter of what happened, and the third chapter is the outcome,
Yeah.
like the conclusion. And you can't talk about the second and third because you give away everything. So you actually just say, if someone goes, well, what's the movie about? A guy whose wife goes missing. And that's it, bro. Trust me, just go see it. That's all you can say is, like, you just say a guy's wife that goes missing and go see it, and it's David Fincher. And they go, what do you mean? And you go, the guy who did Seven. Oh, yeah. The guy who did Fight Club. Oh, yeah. Okay. So imagine the same guy who did Fight Club and Seven does a movie about a guy whose wife goes missing and everybody thinks he killed the wife. Like, that's the premise. It's like a Scott Peterson vibe. The guy who goes on TV and goes, my wife is missing. So go from there and imagine what a Fincher movie would be involving that premise.
And you have goosebumps the whole entire time because you don't know what's gonna happen. And the whole entire time you're on the edge of your seat going, oh, I know what's gonna happen, I know what's gonna happen, I know what's gonna happen. And it's like, you don't. Like, granted, if you read the book, you know everything that's going to happen. But if you don't, like, we didn't.
Yeah.
Then you're definitely like, oh my god.
And everybody that is in the movie is new in the sense of Tyler Perry's in the movie as a lawyer, but he's not dressed as Medina.
Right.
So you're like, oh wow, and Tyler Perry was good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big Tyler Perry fan, but Tyler Perry's in the movie, and you're like, Tyler Perry's cool.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry, the woman cop, she's in other stuff. I've seen her in other stuff before, but I wouldn't know her name to tell anybody, and most people probably wouldn't know who the fuck the cop was unless they saw her, and they would go, oh, she was in this movie and that movie. She kind of plays a butchy character in movies as a girl. Like a strong type of girl.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris. So we know Neil Patrick Harris from
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, and being super gay, and fucking,
you know
and Doogie Howser. But he's in this movie.
He's amazing.
And he's amazing, and he's not in it a lot,
Mm-mm.
but he's amazing, and you completely go,
Oh my god.
it's not Doogie Howser, it's not How I Met Your Mother, and it's not super gay Tony's guy. It's this character, and you're like, wow. I mean, just, again, it fucking, I give all the credit to Fincher, because he knows how to make a badass movie with badass characters, and he knows. Me and Katie were talking about how Fincher's kind of like Scorsese, where he uses he used Brad Pitt in Seven, used Brad Pitt in Fight Club, so he likes to use different characters a lot, but he uses them when they're not superstars. Because Brad Pitt wasn't a superstar, either was Edward Norton in Fight Club. They weren't baby actors, but they weren't who the fuck they are now. and Fincher used Meatloaf, and he used Jared Leto, and characters that and that Helen Bonham girl that is Tim Burton's wife. So these characters weren't the superstars that they are now. And same thing with Seven. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow wasn't a superstar. Brad Pitt wasn't a superstar. And I think that movie made Morgan Freeman a big, like, bigger than you know, like back into being a detective. Because then he did the movie with Ashley Judd. And he started getting back into, you know, he was the fucking black president for Deep Impact or one of them fucking movies. So Fincher put people in this movie, and at the end of the day, if you think about it, Ben Affleck just became big again because of Argo.
Yeah.
Before Argo, you still had a guy that people were going, gee, you did the Good Will Hunting, you won an Academy Award, and then you did a whole bunch of shitty Kevin Smith movies. What the fuck is that about? And a Jennifer Lopez garbage. And so after the Argo movie, and then people, you know, started like, oh, well, they got to do Affleck. Oh, let's make him Superman. And this movie, like I was explaining to Katie, the character of the movie, you're not supposed to like, but you're not supposed to hate. So you have these mixed emotions, and it's exactly how Ben Affleck is. Like, I couldn't see Brad Pitt being in the movie. I couldn't see anybody being in the movie except Ben Affleck, because I don't like Ben Affleck. But there is a part of him in, like, Argo. You're like the movie. But then you hear that he's playing Superman, and you're like, or Batman, and you're like, ugh. But you watch this movie, and you're like, ugh, I don't like him. But then you're like, oh, I like him. And you can tell this is all during him doing Batman. Well, because he's fighting Superman. That's why I keep saying it. You know it's during that time because he's considerably larger.
I know,
in this
huge.
movie. He's jacked up. You can tell he's fucking
been working out.
He's
like
been
every
working
single
out,
day,
and he's
every
jacked
day,
up because he's big and he's fucking muscular in this fucking movie.
Good. I mean, whenever Ben Affleck's given a movie like that, he is a really good actor. You know, it just sucks that he's had those little, like, runs of, you know, those goofy little campy movies that you watch in college. But whenever he's actually given, like, a deep role, he's really good. Like, he's a great actor. I like him.
Yeah, he just, like I said, he's just, he does some movies, and I'm just like, I hate Ben. And the way he acts, I hate him. Like when he was on Bill Maher over the weekend. He is the ultimate, and those of you who don't know, he was on Bill Maher over the weekend. And Bill Maher had a guest, and they were talking about how basically 90% of Muslims are radical, and they believe in really shitty things. And Ben Affleck just lost his fucking mind, and he's like, "That's racist. That's like saying Jews are shifty," and he was just really losing his mind. And it reminded me of the conversation that me and Katie had on this show like a week ago, where I said that Chris Hayes on MSNBC is like this uber liberal, and he makes us liberals look bad. And it's like what Bill Maher was saying almost to Ben Affleck. It was like, you are a type of liberal that make us liberals look bad. You're the liberal that has to sit in Starbucks, and this was my speech. The liberals that have to sit in Starbucks, drink their chai tea from Oprah and sit there with their Muslim friend and their Indonesian friend and their black friend and their Iranian friend, and they have to sit with all these people and go out of their way to show you that they're tolerant and they're loving and they are just all of these uber over the top. And if you say, hey, that person does this, they call you a racist, and that's what Ben Affleck, he just went nuts and called Bill Maher a racist and the guest a racist. But then you watch that and go, I hate fucking Ben Affleck. You go, fucking Ben, stop being such a and he gets so worked up, like it's obvious, like he wants to like he gets done arguing, he's just like and he used to go on Bill Maher's shows, Politically Incorrect, on ABC when he was young.
It'd be like that too?
Yeah, it'd be like that too. So like when he was like doing Kevin Smith movies, he would go on Bill Maher and talk as the uber liberal. People are like, so you do shitty Kevin Smith movies and you're a bleeding heart liberal.
He's lucky he did Argo. He's very lucky because Argo is the reason why he's more of like going up. Like he'll do more movies where it's like a serious role.
Yeah. So
I can't remember the last like actual. I mean, I think there's one for that, but I don't know.
But I've never been into Big Affleck.
I always liked Affleck. Maybe because I just always thought he was cute, not so much as acting.
I tolerated Matt Damon more than Affleck.
But he was amazing in Gone Girl.
But he was phenomenal in Gone Girl. Phenomenal.
Matt Damon needs to come back.
So
Matt Damon needs to pop back up into the scene.
Well,
I remember when he was him and Leo were always the competitive ones.
Well, he's done, and Affleck is the rise. So Gone Girl, ladies and gentlemen, is phenomenal. Let's see, who else? Tyler Perry, even the sister that plays.
I mean, those were like the big.
Yeah, I mean Fincher doesn't use. It's like he doesn't use stars.
The biggest people was take away, Ben Affleck. He was the biggest of the biggest. But you had Tyler Perry, you had Neil Patrick Harris, and you had Rosamund Pike, who plays the wife. So those three were the other real, like, legit, like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, the sister, she was good, but it wasn't, like, it was, like, that really good supporting actress role, but the wife, Rosamund Pike, is phenomenal. She is.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's weird because like that movie you feel could be real because then you come out of that movie going, oh my gosh. And I was telling Rob, I was like, it's so funny that this movie's coming out at the height of all the domestic violence stuff that's going on, because it's like, because I saw a couple of articles just like Googling the movie where it's just, is this the new way of women to get by? Is this what's going to happen with women now? And it's just like, these pro-men, anti-women magazine type stuff.
It's, like I said, it is a really, you guys should definitely go see Gone Girl.
Don't go see if you already know that your girlfriend or wife is already crazy. Okay?
It really is a good movie, and again, as much credit, and I see a lot of credit going to Affleck, but I gotta say that the big credit has to go to Fincher. I mean, again, it's just another example of why he is that Tarantino director, that his movies are so just cutting edge. Not every one, but he and I was telling Summers this. You know, Fincher put out 7, but then some movies after that weren't. You know, Panic Room was not a Fincher-esque movie.
Yeah.
7 was a movie that you went, what the fuck? Fight Club. You know, the Fight Club made you go, what the fuck? Panic Room didn't make you go, what the fuck? And some of those other ones he didn't make you go, what the fuck? But the fucking Gone Girl is just like 7 and just like Fight Club. That you get to that halfway point to the second act and you go, what the fuck? And you're just there's points where I'm in the chair like this and I got Katie's arm and I'm stomping my feet going because there's some graphic things in it, and then there's things where you're like. You're on the edge of your seat going, oh my god, I can't fucking believe what is happening right now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
and
my
you know
god!
What? And you know what? That movie, I would definitely see again. Like, when it goes out on demand, I would be like, oh my god, we have to rent it. Like, that's my favorite
There's
movie this
elements of the movie that give you, Kate Summers, give us the line from 7.
What's in the box? Oh my god. No!
What's in the box?
Kevin Spacey's like.
Yeah, it gives you those moments of what's in the box.
Oh, guys, you have to go see it because I'm like thinking of like that whole middle twist.
Yeah.
That first big twist, and you're just like,
what's in the box?
Like, that was the first movie where I actually, like, covered my mouth in complete, like, utter disgust shock.
Yeah. It's
I actually, like, was like...
It's a fucking Fincher movie, man. And like I said, he doesn't use... And when people hear me say this, they go... Kevin Spacey was a star. And it's like, no, these people were not who you know them now.
Yeah.
You know, they're not the Brad Pitt that's 12 Years a Slave and with Angelina Jolie. That's not
like
the Brad Pitt that was in 7 or Fight Club. That's not the Brad Pitt.
Because, I mean, when you saw, whenever Brad Pitt came on the scene, you gotta think he did, you know, Legends of the Fall.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was like that actor. It was, you know, like, I'm 20 years old and I'm the sexiest man in acting right now, and everyone's gonna love me.
It was the 90s.
So,
think of the movies those guys did in the 90s. It was that movie Sleepers, where he plays the detective with Jason Patrick. And I mean, that was that era. Edward Norton, and he plays the altar boy that you never seen it, that gets he kills a priest, and he's in a movie with Richard Gere. I mean, Edward Norton started in a movie with Richard Gere, for Christ's sake, and Richard Gere was popular. So I mean, that was Edward Norton. I mean, Edward Norton got famous from the movie he did with Richard Gere. After that movie, everybody was like, Edward Norton, oh, you gotta put him in movies. And that led him into Fincher. Fincher put these guys in these movies where people are like, they're going to be the next big stars. You should put them in these movies. And then Fincher put them in these films so that when you look at them now, you know, those are those memorable movies. Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sakes, even Panic Room has the little twat from Twilight in it.
Yeah.
So the girl that was in Twilight, that Kristen Stewart, that everybody loved for that period of Twilight years, she basically started looking like a little boy with Jodie Foster in Panic Room.
Yeah.
So I mean, so somehow Fincher was juiced into the fucking to the acting world of up in, you know, where somebody said, hey, this girl, and he went, it looks like a boy, yeah, she's gonna be huge huge. And he went, all right, I'll put her in a fucking movie. And was her big fucking movie before all the Twilights was Panic Room.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jared Leto. That was,
that's kind of like what started the whole acting
And remember,
thing.
he did Fight Club. So he was in Fight Club.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jared Leto was in Fight Club. And then fucking Fincher put him in Panic Room. And he was in there with Forrest Whitaker. It was Forrest Whitaker and Jared Leto.
And that's... Yeah, all it takes is a really great director to work with we all know you're a good actor, but this will definitely push you over to the top, and everyone will go, you are a god, I don't care what you say. So it's like, you have, Brad Pitt with Fincher, you had Edward Norton with Fincher, Jared Leto with Fincher, then you have, all the Scorsese guys, and then you have you have your little groups. And then now it's Ben Affleck, and, people are freaking out. To me, it's like, I think this is also now going to be a good boost for him, and people are going to be prepared to see him in Batman. Because they saw how good he was in Gone Girl, so whenever Batman versus Superman comes out, people will be like, oh my gosh. I know he's going to be a superhero, but he was so good in Gone Girl, he's going to be amazing in Batman. I mean, that's what I thought, at least.
Yeah, I mean...
Because you're kind of you kind of get prepared because, you still don't want to take Ben Affleck too seriously. But with a movie like this, you're like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot that he actually can act.
I'm trying to think what was... I'm clicking on what other... see, and he did Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I've never seen that.
That's the Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He did Social Network.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
Yeah.
And he tried to push those guys, and those guys just fell off the earth after that movie.
Well, the one kid became Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Garfield.
Yeah, he became Spider-Man. So after 7, he did The Game with Michael Douglas, Fight Club, Panic Room, Lords of Dogtown.
I love that movie.
Ugh, dude, here's a stinker he did. Zodiac.
Oh, with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Worst movie in the whole entire
Horrible.
world.
Horrible.
Worst. That was supposed to be Jake Gyllenhaal's breakthrough, and he fucking bombed that.
Case of Benjamin Button, big movie. That was Brad Pitt. Social Network.
And that was Gwyneth Paltrow too, wasn't it?
Big
No,
movie. Social Network did good.
Social Network.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I love that movie. That was such a good. It was so creepy. No, trust me, that's a really good movie. Have you seen it? It's so good.
He did 2 episodes of House of Cards. Gotta figure that, because Spacey, because that's his boy.
Yeah.
So really, before Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2010 was Social Network.
Okay.
Then Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And see, remember when we were talking? So it's almost like this was his follow-up to 7.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Tarantino did Pulp Fiction, and it was like, what's the follow-up? And you could say Kill Bill was the follow-up, meaning Jackie Brown was shitty, and the stupid movies he did with Robert Rodriguez were shitty. Kill Bill reestablished Tarantino, but I would say his real follow-up to Pulp Fiction was Django. Because I think Django was one of those movies that had Inglourious Bastards was big, but I think Django really
Django was great.
was very wow, like you were just wow,
yeah.
Oh my god. To me, when you're doing movies like Inglourious Bastards or Valkyrie, whatever the fuck it was called,
Valkyrie.
When you're doing a movie based on something that we know, when you're trying to rerun, like Inglourious Bastards, they kill Hitler. It didn't happen. It's fake. To me, it's fake. Django, it was more of a Tarantino-esque where it wasn't fake, it wasn't real, but you believed it. To me, Inglourious Bastards, I couldn't get into it because you knew Hitler didn't die. It was like, and the one with Tom Cruise, the Valkyrie, you knew what was going to happen. So it was like, I know they're not going to kill Hitler, so it's fucking lame. So to me, this was like 7. Like after everybody saw 7 and Fight Club, and people were like, okay, because Fincher did 95 was 7 and 99 was Fight Club. So after Fight Club, it was like, give us another movie where we're gonna go, oh my god. And Panic Room wasn't that. Lords of Dogtown wasn't that.
Lords of Dogtown was just like a based on a true story.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Zodiac wasn't like that. Benjamin Button, it was a guy aging in reverse. It wasn't a oh my god.
It was more of like a romantic, like, drama.
Yeah, Social Network wasn't an oh my god. It was a true story.
Fun little
fucking
story.
Dragon Tattoo wasn't. Gone Girl was a oh my god fucking
See,
thing.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was a book. It's a trilogy, just like Gone Girl. But I read Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I think the book was better than the movie, but the movie was still just as intense because it was just creepy.
And I guess he did. I didn't know this, but he did. He started in music videos. Fincher did. I'm looking at his music videos. He did Rick Springfield music videos. Jesus Christ, Loverboy. I love it.
Also, like in the 80s.
Yeah, Foreigner. And he did a bunch. Paula Abdul. And Madonna, Express Yourself. Rolling Stones, Love Is Strong. He did, and recently he did Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z, Suit and Tie.
Oh, I got my suit and tie.
He did. He did that. I forgot he did do 9 Inch Nails only. He did 9 Inch Nails. Perfect Circle, Judith.
I could see him doing
6th Avenue Heartache, Wallflowers. Who is it? Michael Jackson. L.A. Woman, Billy Idol, Cradle of Love, the Cradle of Love. That was Fincher. Fucking Fincher did he did music videos. That's a big deal.
I'm ready for another Fincher movie now.
Fincher's badass.
And I really want to see Gone Girl again.
They I guess I'm looking at the stuff. They're talking Ben Affleck for Oscar buzz.
Hell yeah.
For Gone Girl.
Oh man, like.
And Fincher for director for Gone Girl.
Is the woman gonna get anything? Do they have any word on her? Because I think she should get Best Actress.
I don't know. I was just looking at it. It's a Daily News. Says Ben Affleck is stirring Oscar buzz.
That's good.
David Fincher's Gone Girl. Ben Affleck stirs Oscar buzz. Says Fincher's never won an Oscar. It says, who does David Fincher have to kill to win an Oscar? Alfred Hitchcock never got a gold statue for directing, and the same fate could be playing out for our modern Hitchcock, who is earning rave reviews for his newest thriller, Gone Girl. Fincher, which joins a body of equally edgy, coolly confident work such as Seven, Fight Club, Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, has already ensured his place among today's most acclaimed filmmakers. But that $2.50 gets you a Metro card, not a statue for your mantle. Hitchcock was nominated 5 times for Best Director with no wins. Fincher has 2 nominations, but no wins. We'll see. They're talking about.
They deserve it.
They're talking Oscar nom for this. Yeah. See, it says Fincher cut his teeth on the most populist of mediums, commercials, which were Pepsi, Nike, Budweiser, and music videos, Madonna, Aerosmith, and Michael Jackson. So, I'll turn on, going to appreciate the mind stuff, the mind who stuff. It says audiences come to appreciate the mind who stuffed Gwyneth Paltrow's head in a box in Seven, bloodied up Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and the emotionally scarred Jake Gyllenhaal in Zodiac. Yeah. So there it is, Big Fincher. Big Fincher props. It's that good. Plus, I think that Seven made, Fight Club made Brad Pitt like a fucking,
God.
like a sex symbol. 'Cause remember, he's in the thing with the abs, and he's all fucking.
He's sweaty.
Yeah, he's all.
And that's what.
That's
Let's not
like.
go there, because even that is like, even that from so many years ago is still like the sexiest image ever.
Yeah.
To all girls around the world, they're like, what's your favorite, like, you ask a girl, what's your favorite Brad Pitt picture? That one from Fight Club when he's all sweaty and bloody and his abs and it's all sticking out.
Alright, so guys, go see Gone Girl.
Yes.
Epic movie from Fincher and Ben Affleck.
Oh, and you gotta give props to Gillian Flynn, the actual author of the book.
Gillian Flynn, author of Gone Girl, phenomenal. Your book is phenomenal, and
We're
but
getting it.
you have to go back to Fincher because now everybody will go and buy the book who just saw the movie, because now the big debate is what was better, the movie or the book. So people, I bet you she's probably gotten a huge uptake in book sales, because me and you talked about getting the book this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check that out. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. That was the review of David Fincher, Ben Affleck, and everybody associated with the movie Gone Girl. It's phenomenal. It's beyond phenomenal. And you know what? Just to wrap it up, let's wrap this up with the review. Katie Summers, did you ever lose your car in a parking garage?
I was about to say, I was like, oh, I guess we're not going to talk about that.
Well, I was being a professional reviewer, and then so, ladies and gentlemen, we went to the movies very late. So it was like about 10:15, right?
Yeah.
And we went to the not Glendale,
Went to Sherman Oaks.
Sherman Oaks
Galleria. At ArcLight.
ArcLight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I've never ever been to the ArcLight. And I kept trying to tell this to Katie, but whenever I tell her about past, she doesn't fucking care and plays it off as I'm just an old douchebag. So this movie theater, the ArcLight, I've never been there. I went to the place when it was like AMC, and it was your run-of-the-mill, generic movie theater that says, here's your ticket, now fuck you. This ArcLight thing is like walking in to, I don't know, a movie theater out of pure elegance. The board where they show the movies that are starting times, it looks like something out of Grand Central Station. They have a fucking bar, so you could go and buy booze at the bar. And depending on what movie theater is by the bar. So they have like 10 movie theaters in the building, but there's 2 of them on either side of the bar area, and you have to be 21 to be in that movie theater area, because you can buy booze and bring it with you into the movie. So you can actually buy beer. Fucking beer. Alright? And have beer while you're watching a movie. You can buy hard out. They have fucking vodka and Jack Daniels. You can have booze. Sit there and drink hard alcohol while you're watching a movie. I was amazed. So I'm like, Katie's like, as long as I've been out here, this movie theater's been here, okay? And I'm asking the people, I'm like, hey man, how long is this? And you can see how Katie's getting aggravated that I'm asking people how long the movie theater's been here. She's like, it's always been here. I'm like, Katie, I went here years ago and it was not here. She's like, as long as I've been out here, it's been here, okay? Just shut the fuck up and let's go watch the movie. So, this movie theater, ladies and gentlemen, ArcLight, is phenomenal, I have to say. To the point where you sit down in the movie theater and a guy comes out who works in the movie theater and goes, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the ArcLight's premiere of Gone Girl. There'll be no this, there'll be no that, if you need this, if you need that, and if at the end of the movies you have any questions, you can find me and ask me and I'll be happy to answer. So with that being said, get ready for Gone Girl! And then he walks out and the fucking movie starts. Like we're at a fucking play or something. It's amazing. So, this movie theater, which is of the highest degree of coolness, to the point where one of the kids in the movie theaters was a low-budget B movie actor. When you left and
I had no
you
idea
didn't see...
who I saw him. I had no idea.
Eventually, he's in a bunch of like teen movies. He's in a bunch of teen movie bullshit. Red hair.
I saw him. He doesn't look familiar to me.
He's like, I call him the poor man Seth Green. He's like an actor that was in the Seth Green mold, and I can't remember his name, but. I'll eventually show him to you and you'll go, oh, that goofy fuck. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we leave the ArcLight. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. And the ArcLight is in the Sherman Oaks Galleria, so there's Cheesecake Factory, a whole bunch of shit there. And there's a big parking garage, 5 levels. We go back to the parking garage, and for some reason, me and young Katie Summers think that we're parked on level 2. So we go to level 2 and there's no car. Then we go to level 3, there's no car. We go to level 4, there's no fucking car. We go to level 5, there's no fucking car. To the point where we are, at one point, I'm on level 2 searching. Now I'm walking where I know the car is not, but if I don't look, I can't say that I looked. It's kind of like when you lose your car keys and you're like looking in the refrigerator and shit, and like, who would put their and you're like, I've looked everywhere. I'm like walking down the aisles, and she's up on the 4th floor, and you can hear her running up the steps. She comes down, she's like, now she's completely red, like she's about to cry, and she's like, did somebody steal a car? Did somebody steal the car? You locked the car, didn't you? I go, yes, I locked the car. Somebody stole the car? And now, at first, I'm thinking, oh my God, somebody stole the car. But then the better judgment in me goes, who would steal a 1989 turquoise blue Saturn with a mirror broken that's hanging off by fucking duct tape? With bird shit all over it, hasn't been washed in about 5 years. And I'm like, I stop myself, and I'm like, did we park down? And all of a sudden, Katie, kind of like, oh yeah. Huh? And no sooner than we get halfway down the steps, there's the dirty, stinky, bird shit filled car all by itself in the first level of the parking.
It's garage level.
The garage
level.
level.
It wasn't the first level, it was the garage level.
And you see Kate like, oh, I knew that this, because she goes, I recognize this now. And I knew all those other levels weren't what we walked into. I recognize this. And I'm like, wow, are we fucking stupid? we've got to be the dumbest motherfuckers
I
in
mean,
the world.
we look stupid.
Probably,
walking
how long?
around.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes,
Probably
maybe
10 minutes. We're
15.
just like, where's the car? Where's the car?
Where's the car? And everybody's gone. So it's just levels.
I mean, we're watching people come out of the elevators to their cars, and here we are going, where's your car? And I'm like, at one point I'm like, did we work on the other side of the garage? And you're like, there's no other side to the garage.
And we even went and backtracked to the entrance of the elevator. So I go, let's just get back in the elevator. Like, we're going to magically appear on the level and the car will be there. So we go to the level and I'm like, look, this is where we went into the movies at. That's where the security guard stood. And Katie's like, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Like, she's really studying it. She's like, mm-hmm, yep, okay. And I go, all right, let's go back up top. And we walk back. And you gotta understand, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and there's no cars there. All the cars are gone. So every floor, it's just empty. So it's like, you get to the first floor and we're like, no car. We walk almost to the end, no car. We get to the second floor, no car. Every floor, and it doesn't occur to us that we're on
The garage level.
the garage level. For some reason, we thought we went down, even though we got in the elevator and we went up, which makes no sense. And when we got to that garage level, there was the shitty car right there, just looking at us.
Going, hello, dummies.
So we get in the car and we're like, whoo, and Katie's like, so let's talk about this movie. I go, no. I go, I'm still overwhelmed with the fact that A, you almost started to cry because you thought somebody stole the car, and B, I got sold into the fact that maybe somebody stole this piece of shit. There's Mercedes Benzes. I mean, this is a nice movie theater. It's like a high-end movie theater with high-end stores, cheesecake, places like that. When we park, there's Mercedes Benzes, there's Bentleys, and I'm like, and somebody stole the fucking bird shit filled fucking Saturn with literally the driver's side mirror is hanging with Gorilla Tape. It's just hanging. So when it drives, it goes like this. Don't like this. That's what it does. I go, let's talk about that. He's like, I know. Can you believe that? And I'm like, I can't believe that I started to believe your theory of somebody stealing the car. And I go, you got really red. And she starts laughing. Well, you were really upset. She's like, yes, I was really upset. She literally, I thought, was going to start crying. I mean, she was red, like, she's like, somebody stole the car. Did you lock the car? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, somebody stole the car. My license is in there, all my paperwork's in, they stole the car. Fuck. How are we gonna get home? I'm thinking, okay, we gotta call the police.
Oh my god, I was thinking we had to call like the taxi.
I'm like,
on
we
the
gotta
way
call
home,
the police. We gotta the police are gonna come. Oh, I'm not gonna go to bed until like 5 in the morning.
And I'm like, did the car get towed?
Yeah, she's like, did the car get towed? I'm like, how would it get towed? We're in a parking garage. I go, we parked next to 2 cars. She's like, we were in compact. I go, we were in a compact car. I go, it didn't get towed. Didn't get stolen. Let's go a lower floor. There's the car, right fucking there.
And you know what? I know everyone's thinking this too. Well, why didn't you look to see where you were parked? We do, but we just didn't that time.
Yeah, we didn't because we were right by an elevator. We were kind of in a hurry because it was 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
The movie started at 10:15. And what idiot besides us would actually go to that parking lot at 10 o'clock right in front of an elevator door and think, oh, when we come down, we'll actually forget where we parked.
And then I also want to know who saw the movie at 10:40.
Was there a movie at 10:40?
Because remember when I was looking, I was like, we can see it at 10:15 or we can see it at 10:40.
I've gone to a movie at like 11, almost noon, midnight before.
Yeah. Me too. But I was just thinking, I was just like on a Sunday night, who goes at 10:40?
True. Like these people should be working. Not everybody has a
But then
fucking
again,
radio show in the morning.
But then when you think about it though, it's like, well, that was only 30 minutes after, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but think about ours. We didn't get out of there until 1.
Yeah, the movie's 2.5 hours.
There's a lot of fun. I mean,
and you gotta think there's 10 minutes of commercial or 10 minutes of advertising.
Yeah.
Trailers or whatever.
What an experience.
There was one guys, I almost cried at a movie trailer. Okay, I don't cry at movie trailers.
Oh yeah, what
but
a downer.
Oh man, we're gonna go see it.
Oh fuck you! I ain't gonna go see that.
I'm gonna make you.
The Stephen Hawking, guys, the Stephen Hawking's the guy who's like, and the genius guy, and he talks with with the voice box, like he can't even speak anymore. Hello, I am David Hawker. He got a movie coming out, and it shows
his life.
It shows his life, how he was not born like that. That he digressed to that with a disease. So he actually had a normal life and was a genius and doing all these great things.
Had a wife and everything, and had like a family.
Has a wife and kids.
And it hit him when he was like, what, 24?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're like, yo, bro, you got a disease, and this is what's going to happen to you. And he was like, what about my mind? And they're like, the good thing is your mind will not be affected. But you won't be able to walk, you won't be able to talk, you won't be able to do anything except think. And he's like, okay. And that, like, it's this movie.
Why is it whenever you're, like, the smartest person ever, you are, like, deformed?
I don't know.
But yet your brain is, like, the most, like, that's the only thing that works is your brain.
Yeah,
and everything else is just not.
And it shows, like, his wife is like, I will always be here for you. And it shows her with him, like,
through the journey and everything.
Yeah, and like they're in a boat and he's all fucked up and she's with, like, he's laying in her lap in the boat and they got kids and you're like, and it gets done, the trailer, Katie just looks at me and she's like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why? That's so depressing.
But we're totally gonna go see it.
Yeah, it's it's a downer.
It's a good crime movie.
Oh my god.
But I mean, I see, you know what? That just shows how uneducated I am, because I thought he had a stroke.
Oh really?
And that's like, he had like a stroke. Like, I knew he had like a disease, but I didn't know he was that young when he had it. Like, I thought as he got older he had a stroke that provoked the disease, and then it made him like he was.
I'll show you how uneducated I was. I thought he was born like that. See, I thought he, like, was born with,
I guess because
being fucked up.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, like, basically he was born fucked up. Like, as a baby he was born normal, but within like a year he got fucked up, because that's like what happens.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was like, do 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 do.
And then all of a sudden.
And then all of a sudden he starts, getting the fucked up disease.
Because, like, it shows in the trailer how, like, he's walking totally fine, and all of a sudden, like, everything, like, gives up on him and, like, collapses.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, man, this is what you have.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that he lived a normal life, and he got like that.
See, I always thought it was, like, a stroke, and then, he had a stroke whenever he was, like, mid-30s or 40s or whatever. Because he's really old now, right? He's like 60, right?
I think he might be a little older.
See, like, I thought he had, like, a stroke in, like, his, like, 30s or 40s, and then it, like, progressed to, like, a disease, which made him where he is now.
And I thought he was born a baby.
And now saying that there is no God.
And then he got it when he was, like, he had it. And they're like, what's going to happen to your kid, Mom and Dad, is he's going to be fucked up, and probably in about 2 to 3 years he's going to be fucked up, but he'll be able to learn and you'll be able to communicate with him, but he won't be able to speak, and like, that's what I thought. I didn't know that he was normal and like living a normal life.
And then whenever he was like 24, just all of a sudden he's like, you have
Very,
rare.
very big downer. Big
disorder.
downer of a movie. It's kind of like those death movies where the girl gets like she dies
She gets cancer and dies.
and she has to decide if she's gonna live or stay and
Are you talking about that If I Stay movie?
there's that one and then there's
Fault in Our Stars.
Yep, and then there's the other one where the girl sister dies.
My Sister's Keeper?
Yeah. No. The new one where the sister dies, the twin sister dies in a car crash, and she takes the place of the dead sister, and everybody
The
thinks.
pretty one.
Yeah, and everybody thinks she's the one sister, and they don't realize that she's the one that.
The popular one died, but yet they think that the nerdy one did.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah, and the nerdy one takes the
Like,
role
takes the
of
role,
the popular
yeah.
one. So it's like.
Zonda Man.
Huh?
I saw Zonda Man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember, that's how we watched the trailer. We watched the trailer, and then when we were
We
at
saw
the
it at the movie theater.
Yeah, and then
the
we just,
trailer,
like, came
and then,
across
yeah.
it.
That's one of those sad emo fucking movies. Because you know at some point everybody's going to realize that she's the sister, the one that died isn't the one that died. So it'll be, people will have it's almost like a rejoice that the one's alive, but then they'll go, oh, so the other one's dead. Oh, that's sad. So dramatic. So, nah, I don't like that.
I'm in the mood for a very tearful
Oh,
movie.
God, no.
I've been craving one.
No, I don't want nothing like that. I got enough fucking, no.
Well, it's good to have a good cry, though.
No.
But I don't really cry at movies. It's really...
You had a big cry. You had an outburst on a movie like 2 weeks ago. What movie was it? We were on the couch and we started to cry.
That was because of the little girl who had cancer is when I
Oh
started
yeah,
crying.
the girl had cancer. The football player's daughter.
Yeah, Devin Still.
Yeah.
I have a story for that too. I'm just like,
All right, let's take a break. It's already 1:40. We spent.
shit.
I know we spent a lot of time on
the movie.
the movie and our escapades at the movie. Well, that's two stories.
Yeah.
That's two segments. You have the review, and then you have losing the car.
Alright.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rob Black Show. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna rip through some news. It's already 1:40, and so and Katie will fire off some stuff, and we'll I don't know. We'll see what's up in the world of craziness. All right, I'll be right back.